One, I'm excited that we are not seeing any more commercials about politics,
No more random text messages.
no more emails.
Woohoo.
I know that a little bit less than half of the country is not happy, and a little bit more than half of the country is happy,
That's the way it goes.
but that's what elections are all about.
That's right.
But in spite of it all, the real estate market is optimistic. Everybody's
Yes.
optimistic.
Optimistic.
The National Association of Realtors is optimistic.
Mm-hmm.
The National Association of Home Builders is optimistic.
Mm-hmm.
The economists that we have been reading about are optimistic,
Yeah.
which makes us very optimistic.
Right?
About
Exactly.
the national, the
Yeah.
state of the real estate market.
And there are a few factors that go into this optimism, and that is we have more inventory choices. So we're at about 4.5 months worth of inventory. To us, that means you have time to look and see, and we don't have to race around like chickens with their head cut off like we did a couple years ago.
You can actually look at maybe 5 or 6 houses in your price range
Right.
instead of 1 or 2.
Right? So we have more inventory choices. Our mortgage rates are steady. I know you remember the 17-18% rates.
Yes. It
And
didn't last long, thank God.
yeah.
That was a high, and we reached a low recently. I mean,
a couple years ago, yeah.
a few years back, of maybe 2%, and so those were extremes.
Yeah.
And we always end up somewhere in the middle. We're not really bad at 6%,
No.
6.5%.
No.
People were spoiled at those 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah.
It's going to take a while for us
It
to come
is.
back to that spot.
It is. They don't come down slowly.
No, they go up rapidly.
Yeah. So, and then the other thing that adds to our optimism is continued growth in job additions in the economy.
Yes, whenever you see a new administration, that's going to happen.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a boost for the economy.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we've seen a significant amount of value increases
Yes.
over the last few years.
Mhm.
Typically, we only see a 3% increase a year in value, and some years in the last 5 years, we've seen as much as
Quite a bit.
15%
Yeah.
increase in your value.
Yeah. So, but typically 3%. And so what we are seeing is our home seller profits remain historically high. So that's fantastic. If you already own a home, you're still growing equity. So we like seeing that too. So there's a lot more cash buyers coming out in the market now too.
There are, because people have gained so much in value in their homes that they're able to sell at a high profit over when they bought it. Not maybe if you bought in the last 2 years, but if you bought maybe 5 or 10 years ago, you might have a lot of equity in your
Right.
house.
Exactly.
And so they're being able to pay for cash, or people are using that money to invest in investment properties.
True. So, I mean, there's a lot of reasons to be optimistic. I am Kim Malden with Realty Advantage.
I'm Michelle Plazic with Realty Advantage, and together
We are Buy Sell Love San Antonio.